You're taking manifestation for granted. Perhaps you've never even given it a thought or think it's just another way of a person coping with the idea of something that it isn't. But I promise you, manifestation is real. It's literally prioritizing your life, your goal, your time, and literally everything around it that will allow you to attain and attract those things that are valuable to you in life. You start to prioritize who's in your life and if they should belong there. If they come into your life with good intention, because who's around you through the course of your life has a big effect on you. Just kind of like when you were growing up or when you were with family and you've had to like lay down certain boundaries because either A, you were ready to, explore life and go on to the next chapter or next journey. And maybe there were certain restrictions around certain things. And then you've taken the leap to discover the world or to move out on your own or to move to another state, whatever the case is. Those are decisions you manifested on and then you finally put into action. And the rest of your life, once and after you've started adulting and you've become in charge of your own decisions, at some point you were drowned into the noise. And what I call the noise is basically all the clutter that's in your mind from everyday things, work, responsibilities, the kids making noise, the responsibilities to your partner, the bills that need to get paid, the commitments that you make to your friends to hang out, like all of that, whether it is somewhat amusing to an extent or if it's not necessarily a bad thing to do, but it's still clutter, it's still noise, it's still distracting you from your goals. So there comes a time where when you want to achieve your goals and you want to attract the abundances of life, whatever those goals are or whatever those things are to you, there has to come a time where you start to remove the noise and prioritize what it is that you want to do and what is most important to you at that time in your life. That's where you start to manifest. You did it before, it worked. So why is it any different now that and why is it now that you're doubting yourself and you tell yourself you're not worthy and you can't have that and there's not enough time for that? You've done it before and it was very important to you when you made that decision and you made it happen. Why is it different now? And you're going to go back to the things that, amount to what I called the noise. Yes, but once you prioritize what is important to you and you become structured in life, you have to have a level of organization on top of it as well. Because if you're not organized and your life is upside down and chaotic in every way, then you're gonna just keep filing things aside. You're not gonna meet that goal because tomorrow's another day, and this is I forgot about this, and I need to do that. Before you know it, the day's over. You never got to it, and then tomorrow the next day, and then tomorrow the next day, and that's how that's the spiral effect. That's what's been happening right now in your life for some time, and you haven't achieved those goals and you haven't attained those things that you want in your life. And it's happened to the best of us. You're not the only one. And you can depict it and dissect it and say, no, it's because of money, or it's because of, I don't have any somebody to support me, or if, I haven't had my big break, or nobody, notices my potential. Those are those are basically like side effects. You know what I mean? Those are things that happen after you have had the ultimate decision over it. And then because you didn't do or take responsibility for that thing you wanted and put things into practice and put it into action, or did not put it into action, that's why the result was all those things I just mentioned that is going on in your head. It's not that you can't have it because you don't have money. It's not because X, Y, and Z. Those things are still attainable even in the state that you're in now. You just have to make that a priority. Well, I'll end it here. We're at 5 minutes. I don't want to make this too long. If you like the way that I am putting things into perspective, and if somehow it's helping you, let me know below. If I also want to point out that manifestation is something I have been taking very seriously, and I'm taking very seriously to make my content now. So I definitely encourage you to follow me. I've also started to present things to the world. I have an ebook about manifestation. Some people don't even know what that is or where to start. It's basically the starting basis, manifestation 101, to start to work on unclogging your mind and prioritizing for how and when and for what reason you should manifest, and how it works basically overall. So check that out. I made it very, very, very inexpensive. It's a template I've been working on because remember, I've always talked about self-help, self-awareness, self improvement, all those different areas of life are very close and near and dear to me because I know these type of areas help people, right? And I've been in almost every single area of life where it's affected me one way or the other, negatively, obviously. And I've also been a loner. I've also been a self-starter in many different areas of my life, and I've been self-sufficient and independent. Somebody who is, coming to you from experiences, not just saying, this is one way of doing something and that's it. No, there are different layers to everything. There's different situation with different people. There's bigger challenges for some than for others. I understand all of that. But before we get into all the different little areas that a lot of people or some people have, we have to start at the cause, at the root of the problem. And we have to start with first how to manifest before we get into all that. So check it out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.